Chapter 12, Perspectives on Power. Why some people chase it and others fear it. Power, the ultimate double-edged sword. Some people crave it, some reject it, and some pretend they don't want it while secretly pulling the strings behind the scenes. But why do we see power so differently? Why does one person strive for influence while another recoils at the very idea of being in charge? It all comes down to perspective. How we view power is shaped by our upbringing, our experiences, and let's be honest, how much of a control freak we are. Let's break down the psychology behind power, the different ways people perceive it, and why some chase it like a golden ticket while others avoid it like a bad ex. Step 1. Understanding the different perspectives on power. Not everyone sees power the same way. Here's how different people approach it. The power seekers, aka let me run this show. These are the natural born leaders, the CEOs, the politicians, the people who volunteer to plan every family event, whether you ask them to or not. They believe power equals control, and they like control. They see power as a tool for change, a way to shape the world. Their greatest fear? Being powerless. Power seekers often believe they should be in charge because they trust their own decisions more than others. Sometimes this confidence is well-founded. Other times, let's just say we've all worked under a boss who thought they were a genius. The power avoiders, aka I want no part of this. These are the people who avoid leadership positions like they're contagious. They don't want to be in charge, make the decisions, or hold responsibility over others. They see power as a burden, not a privilege. They believe power often leads to corruption, stress, or manipulation. Their greatest fear? Being responsible for something going horribly wrong. Power avoiders often value freedom over control. They don't want to tell people what to do. They just want everyone to get along and do their own thing. The quietly powerful, aka the puppet masters. These people don't want the spotlight, but they still influence things behind the scenes. Think of the strategists, advisors, or the classic power behind the throne types. They see power as a game of influence, not authority. They often shape decisions without directly making them. Their greatest fear? Losing influence without ever officially holding power. These are the people who make things happen while someone else takes the credit or the blame. The power rebels, aka screw the system. These people reject traditional power structures entirely. They don't just avoid power, they actively challenge it. They believe power is inherently corrupt or unjust. They see authority as something to be questioned, not obeyed. Their greatest fear? Becoming the thing they hate. Power rebels are often activists, disruptors, and nonconformists. They push back against traditional systems, sometimes creating new ones in the process. Step 2. Why these perspectives clash. With such wildly different views on power, it's no wonder people disagree on who should be in charge. Here is where the biggest conflicts come in. Authority versus autonomy. Power seekers want structure and control. Power rebels want freedom and independence. Power avoiders just want to be left alone. The result? Chaos. One person's idea of leadership is another's idea of oppression. Trust versus skepticism. Power seekers believe power can be used for good as long as they're in charge. Power rebels believe power is always dangerous because they assume corruption is inevitable. Quietly powerful people believe real power isn't about titles, but influence. The disconnect? Some believe the system can work, while others believe it's broken beyond repair. Responsibility versus avoidance. Power seekers think someone has to take charge, so why not them? Power avoiders think being in charge is a nightmare. The conflict? One sees leadership as an opportunity, the other as a punishment. Step 3. How to bridge the power perspective gap. Power isn't just about who's in charge, it's about how we understand it. Here's how we can break down the barriers. Recognize that power isn't one size fits all. Some people thrive with power, others crumble under it. Instead of forcing people into leadership roles, let them operate where they're strongest. Challenge assumptions about power. Not all leaders are corrupt. Not all rebels are reckless. Not all behind the scenes players are manipulative. The key is understanding why someone approaches power the way they do. Balance power with responsibility. Power seekers need to remember, just because you can lead doesn't mean you always should. Power avoiders need to recognize avoiding power completely doesn't mean avoiding influence. Rebels need to consider destroying power structures is one thing. Replacing them with something better, that's a balancing act that can be challenging as well. Final thought, power is neither good nor bad. It's about perspective. At its core, power is just a tool. It can build or destroy, liberate or oppress, depending on who wields it and why. So next time you find yourself in a power struggle, whether at work, in politics, or even just in a group project, ask yourself, do I want power or do I fear it? Do I trust power or do I challenge it? And most importantly, why? Because once you understand your own relationship with power, you can start understanding everyone else's too.